play your music, don't sit down there with your, stop your music, and I think getting good stories, because you can't let them have a lot of time to funny, or they start talking about war, they start talking about different places. Home movies, and so, it's all timing, it's all making sure that you have to craft it. You see me for a few. You can't sit there a few minutes between your tunes. You can't say, no, I think I'll do, you gotta be different, or else the people don't have time.
By pulling the trigger. They were called single-action Colt 45s. They were sometimes called the single-action Army because they were issued to the United States cavalry troopers beginning in 1873. And these guns, when you reach up with your thumb, you have to cock the hammer, then pull the trigger for every single shot. And that's why it's called single-action. Now, if you're a movie star, you can do anything you want to.
Yeah.
And if you can't learn to do anything you want to, then you hire a stuntman or a second unit person to dress in the star's costume. And the cameraman would photograph from the elbows to the knees real fast, draw, put the gun away, splice that into the film. But many a cowboy star was good with his gun. And if you can remember westerns that starred Leonard Sly. You haven't forgotten Leonard Sly. I hope Leonard did change his name to Roy Rogers, which was a smart thing to do. Can you imagine somebody called Leonard Sly, King of the Cowboys? But Roy to walk up on that guy, spinning his gun with a backward spin. Roy Rogers knew that the bad guy was hiding behind a building. Now he knew that because he had read the script. He would walk up doing the backward spin, and of course, the bad guy would give up very quickly. That's because the bad guy knew that he had read the script and had been hired to give up very quickly. Roy Rogers put his gun away with a backward spin. And if Roy Rogers used a backward spin, Gene Autry had used forward spin. So you had Roy going like that, Gene going like that, and by the time the Lone Ranger came along and got his own television show, the backward spin was gone, the forward spin was gone, and for years the Lone Ranger had to go around the corner like that. Well, Yul Brynner made a motion picture called Invitation to a Gunfight. Yul Brynner walked up on the bad guy, and the bad guy was waving a playing card in the air that he was quite proud of, and Yul Brynner did, for the first time in the film industry, a trick called the Texas roll. He flipped the gun in the air, fired a hole through the playing card, put the gun away, we call that a Texas roll. If you wear a white hat and you have a white horse, you can do a Texas roll with the left hand like this, the right hand like this, and if you have a script that says you're going to win, you can do a double Texas roll, but just imagine how difficult it is trying to get off an accurate shot when your gun's flipping in the air. In fact, I have never heard of a gunfighter in all of Western history that ever won a gunfight walking up on anybody going like that. I mean, those old-timers were standing behind trees holding their guns with both hands. But if you had your own television show, you were so happy you did a backward spin, you could do a forward spin, and you could even do what we call a butterfly spin. It goes underneath and round on top, back around like that, back around like that, back and forth, and that's called a butterfly. Of course, some of the old-time gunfighters used to wear their guns backwards, in the reverse position like this. Now, this was the way that Wild Bill Hickok carried his guns. And this is the way that the United States cavalry troopers carried their guns. I guess they didn't know whether they were coming or going. But the advantage was not speed, but rather you could reach the gun with the other hand. You could come across your body with a cross draw. You could reach inside with a reverse draw. You could come from behind the gun with a backwards reverse. And from any position, you could get the gun out and get a fight. Seldom did anybody slant the gun with the other hand. Now, to do so was called fanning. If you really wanted to, you could hold the trigger down with the index finger, hit the hammer with the offhand, and you could get the shots off quickly. But if the gun jumps around, it is hard to hit anything. Unless you're John Wayne or Clint Eastwood. John Wayne passed away a short time ago, and we're not likely to see his kind again. But if you can remember his old westerns where he fanned his gun, sometimes he would do a multiple fan. He'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 37 people would fall out. It was amazing. The westerns changed over the years. From the days of Colonel Tim McCoy, and Ken Maynard, and Tom Mix, and William S. Hart, and Gibson, and Buck Jones, and Bob Steele, they moved into the era of the singing cowboy with Gene Autry and Roy Rogers. Roy Rogers, by the way, has a museum in California. If you ever get to Victorville or Apple Valley, California, you can visit the Roy Rogers Memorabilia Museum. And you'll see boots and hats and saddles and guns and all kinds of things that Roy Rogers used for years to make westerns. I'm not quite sure how to tell you this, but the original horse trigger and the original dog bullet have passed away, and Roy Rogers had trigger and bullet stuffed, placed on display in the museum. Now that's not so bad, but I keep thinking to myself, you know, Dale Evans is not getting...
Ladies and gentlemen, Utah State University and its production, the Festival of the American West, proudly presents its tribute to our country's flags. The Great West Fair would like to ask you to pause with us as our fair's military contingent and the Salt Lake Scots present the colors of our country. The first flag to be raised today is the Queen Anne flag. The Queen Anne flag of England was the earliest flag leading to our present one. Its union combined the crosses of St. George and St. Andrew. It was flown in our country from 1707 until the Revolutionary War. The Grand Union flag is the next flag being raised this afternoon. In the first years of the Revolutionary War, Americans fought under many flags. One of them, the Cambridge or Grand Union flag, flew over George Washington's headquarters in Boston. The flag had the same union as the Queen Anne flag. The field was broken into 7 red and 6 white stripes. John Paul Jones is said to have raised this flag on the Ranger, flagship of the newly created Navy, in December 1775. It was also raised by the Army encamped at Cambridge, Massachusetts on January 1st, 1776. Old Glory, or the Betsy Ross flag, is next. Old Glory was the first official flag of the United States of America. It was created by a resolution of the Continental Congress passed on June 14, 1777. The resolution was as follows. Resolved that the flag of the 13 United States be 13 stripes, alternate red and white, that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field, representing a new constellation. Flag Day, June 14th, celebrates this event. No one knows who designed this flag or who made the first one. Soon after the flag was adopted, Congressman Francis Hopkinson claimed that he had designed it. Some historians believe that Betsy Ross, a Philadelphia seamstress, made the first U.S. flag. Her grandson, William H. Canby, made this claim in 1870. Historical records show that she did make flags for the government in 1777, but many historians doubt that she made the first United States flag. The Continental Congress left no record to show why it chose red, white, and blue as the colors for the flag, but in 1782, the Congress of the Confederation chose these same colors for the newly designed Great Seal of the United States of America. The resolution on the seal listed meanings for the colors. Red is for hardiness and courage, white for purity and innocence, and blue for vigilance, perseverance, and justice. The stripes in the flag stand for the 13 original states. The Star-Spangled Flag is next. The 15-star and striped flag was the Star-Spangled Banner of our national anthem. This was the flag of the United States from 1795 until 1818. The defense of Fort McHenry under this flag on September 13 and 14 of 1814 inspired Francis Scott Key to write the Star-Spangled Banner. The flag of 1818. 5 more states had come into the Union by 1817. Congress did not want the flag to have 20 stars and 20 stripes because it felt that it would become too cluttered. So the standard was reestablished that the flag would have 13 stripes, alternate red and white, and that a new star would be added for each additional state. During the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln refused to change the flag, keeping all the stars intact, even though the southern states had seceded from the Union in 1860 through 61. The 50-star flag. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your flag, a symbol of a growing, changing, dynamic nation. It is the flag of the people, all of the people of the United States. It is a flag of glory from the past, and like our country, it has a great future. Men have defended your flag with their blood and their lives because it stands for all that is good about your country. Others have defiled the flag as a symbol of things about the United States that they did not like. In each case, it wasn't the flag that was defended or attacked, but rather the nation itself. No country has ever given its citizens a better chance. In spite of this, there are those who have grave doubts about our country. The United States, however, is great, and a penalty of greatness is in not being as great as some think you should be. Greatness lies partly in being able to change when change is needed. The United States of America can and has changed over the years. Maybe the changes have not been as fast as some would like, but there have been changes nevertheless. The United States of today is not the United States of 1800 or 1900 or even 1950. The country your flag will represent in the year 2000 will be different too, and it will take good citizens like yourselves to see that the changes are right. I would now like to turn the rest of this ceremony over to our military contingent, who will offer a salute today to the flags of our country.
How are you folks today?
Just fine. How you doing? Yeah. He's real frisky today, huh? Well, you need to be out on the prairie and give him a good run.
We've already done that.